There's no way around it. Americans are tired of watching the news. Boy, that is absolutely the truth. A new report says that news consumption for local news, cable news, newspapers, and even online news has gone way down just in the last year. Okay, the old idea about cutting cables is come to true. I mean, it's happening. People are cutting their cables at record level. They're not watching traditional TV. They don't tune into the nightly news. You've got an entire generation that if they get their news, they're going to get it online, show like this, right?
Right, and even that is actually declining right now from where it was last year.
Yeah.
What really shocked me, because there is this new poll out that says across the board, media outlets are seeing fewer viewers, whether it's traditional newspapers or your local news, cable news, it's all going down.
What are they watching? Because it's not affecting the media is still out. I mean, the online media continues to climb.
Right.
Are they watching Taylor Swift and Kelsey? Or I mean, I really wonder. I'd like to see it quantified.
Yeah, see, that is what's interesting, because we're not seeing a dip necessarily in online activity or in TV viewership overall.
Just the
it's
news.
just, well, and when you think about it, because look, we do news every day. It is depressing and it is horrible on most days.
Yeah, most
so
days
I
I
can't
don't
really
wanna do
fault
it.
people for saying, you know what, I can't take this anymore. So look, I get it. We all want to be there, but what shocked me the most was that even the older population, those are the news consumers, right? No, they've dropped.
Yeah, my age. I mean, they're 60 and up are supposed to be the news folks, but
even they are abandoning the traditional news outlets, and that is bad news for newspapers. But again, this is a problem that the media brought upon itself, and so it could be that people are sick of the news. But I think a bigger part of it, like we always talk about, is that they're sick of watching the news but not actually getting the news.
Now, I want you to watch this story. Al Gore is out on the speaking circuit. You know what his pitch is? That by Americans not watching mainstream media, our democracy is being hurt. That is his pitch. You must watch the nightly news or democracy will be at risk. Well, basically he's saying, terrifying people not to watch propaganda or, ideological propaganda, whether it's Fox or MSNBC. You must watch ideological propaganda or democracy. Where the hell did that come from? But the point, good luck with that, because according to this story, people aren't watching the news.
Does he own stock in Comcast?
I have no idea.
Is he trying to become the next CNN president?
But who in the hell says you got to watch corporate media, mainstream corporate media, or democracy is at risk? Tell me how many times you can turn on the corporate media news, and see stories like we report, or that the Lever reports, or that any of these other folks report, that we do. Right. It's not there.
No,
they don't even talk about it. So, I mean, what a peculiar thing for...
I mean, if people want to be informed, the Lever, The Intercept, Truth Out, those are three just really great outlets.
They are. And out of that, I would say Lever. That would be my first pick.
Yeah, Lever's definitely.
You can almost you can read the Lever regularly and know what's going on in the world. And it's stuff that you will never, ever find on the nightly news.
Yeah.
Because they go after a corporation. The nightly news, they have to worry about advertisers. They can't do it. The Lever doesn't care about politics. They're not Democrat, they're not Republican. Right. If the Democrats screw up, the Lever talks about it. If Republicans screw up, the Lever talks about it. So they're indifferent, and it's that Switzerland mentality that really allows them to be as good as they are. David Sirota started this. I think he was the founder of it, right? Yeah. Anyway, that's the state of the media today. The immigration debate is one that's been going on in America for decades with no end in sight. And part of the reason that we never get any real solutions is because immigrants mean big money for corporations. I mean massive money. Now they're getting ready to make more money. Okay, you and I have talked about this so many times. It's the essential, it's the bottom line for immigration, okay? We used to have corporations shipping jobs overseas. They'd ship them to China, India. They still do. but they're running into some deep water there, okay? Because finally those people are saying, hell no, I'm not going to work for 50 cents an hour. I want to be paid like you would pay folks in the U.S. So now the Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries said, I know what we'll do. We will just bring them over the border, okay? So what, 5, 6 million, 7 million people over the border? The number's in here. I'll take a look in just a minute. But it's millions of people coming over the border to work for low wages in corporations that, as we've said before, they lose an arm, hell, just ship them back to Nicaragua. It doesn't make any difference, you know? They don't have any kind of protection. Pick it up from there, would you?
Yeah, and so now a new industry says, hey, well, look, we see the automotive industry getting this. We see the factory farming industry. We want a piece of this. And of course, that industry is the private prison industry.
Yeah.
Because most of these people who do come through and they go through the system legally, they still have to go through monitoring, GPS monitoring for most of them that are released back into the United States pending their immigration hearings.
The number, by the way, is 5.7 million. That's the number. So
we're looking at hundreds of thousands of people per year that essentially get outfitted with these GPS monitoring devices. So the private prison industry, Geo Group, CoreCivic, they say, listen, we actually kind of own the companies that are doing this anyway. Well, they do own it. So they're trying to lobby the administration to tell them, hey, why don't you release even more people for the GPS monitoring? We've got all the devices here.
Yeah.
We're more than happy to monitor
Ankle
2-3 million people a year.
We're going to give you a phone. You must have it on because we want to monitor. You have to have ankle bracelets that we monitor you. And while your case is pending, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And they're going to make so much money doing this that they're moving. I mean, first of all, the lobbying they're doing to improve their possibilities of doing it, they're spending millions.
Yeah, just this year, millions of dollars on lobbying.
Yeah, so they know how what the payday is on this. So if you're an immigrant and you came over here and you said, well, I want a better life, question is, well, do you mind doing it with an ankle bracelet? You know, with an ankle monitor, or do you mind us putting a chip in you so we know where you are? That's where it'll come to.
Yeah,
that's really where it'll come to.
And part of the other lobbying pitch for the private prison industry is, hey, not only give us the contracts, but that way, obviously, we're monitoring the devices. If they become unresponsive, well, we own the jail. We'll just throw them in here.
That's right.
So
that's right. They've done such a great job with prison, right? These are the same people. The prison people who have been doing private prisons, which has been a disaster, are now saying, well, maybe we didn't get that right, but we can do this. We can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of their pitch right now.